All right, let's go over our awesome trach go bags. So these have been around for a couple years and hopefully everybody's pretty familiar with them. I think that we're not quite using them as they were initially intended, but I think maybe with some reminders and tips and tricks we can kind of get back on track. So we received a grant that every patient that is trached at Dell that's seen whether inpatient or outpatient will have their very own trach go bag. And this bag is intended for them to have all of their emergency trach supplies at hand at all times. So they can go home with their trach go bag with all the supplies, and then they're encouraged each time that they come back to the hospital that they make sure that they bring it, so that we can also double check. It's a good time for us to double check that they have all the correct supplies in their go bag when they're out and about. Inside the go bag is everything that you might need in an emergency. So in the top pocket there, you've got an appropriate size mask for the patient, and then a syringe if they have a cuff tube. We also have a pair of scissors, and the patient's obturator is, along with some lubrication, is in that second pocket. And then, of course, you've got your trach, the same size that's in the patient, and then one size smaller. And then behind that, in some more pockets, you've got an extra suction catheter, and some trach dressing, and a foam trach tie, or whatever kind of trach tie the patient uses there in the front pocket. So more often than not, in the patient rooms, I see trachs all over the counter, and they're standby trachs. The patient should have a trach go bag with their emergency trachs in the trach go bag. We don't need to have 2, 3, 4 other trachs sitting on the counter or on a white board like I see in IMC a lot. Those are unnecessary. They get charged to the patient. If they're not returned, then it's a waste. So just make sure that your standby trachs are here in your trach go bag. And then if you need to travel with your patient, all you have to do is grab this bag, put it in the bed, and off you go. We installed hooks at the patient bedsides where all trach patients are seen. So all of the rooms that the trach patients are in should have a handy hook for you to hang this at the bedside. So if you need your obturator or your spare trach emergently, it should be within arm's reach of the bedside. So if you have a patient that is trached and they don't have a trach go bag yet, whether because they're a fresh trach or they're new to Dell, they haven't received their bag yet, then you can come into this storeroom that's across from Adam's office, and we have everything here that you need to make up that go bag. So the bottom 2 shelves are for our inpatients that don't have bags yet, and then there's some paperwork that you fill out. Just want to make sure you get a patient label on there, and then the size of the trachs that you gave. And then over here on this shelving unit, we have many supplies, pretty much every size trach that we use. If there is a trach size that's not here, you can call SPD and let them know that you need a trach for a go bag. They will get it for us without charging the patient because we still have grant money left. So just let them know that when you give them a call. So everything's here. Fill up that go bag, put the paperwork in Adam's office, and now the patient's all set to go.